Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis, ready for this Madden Ultimate Team matchup as you get a peek at some of the big players in today's game, and you're a big player in today's game as well. Let's get the party started. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. It's a short kick, taking it to 15. And they're going to start. They come out here in the eye. And they'll go on the ground. Muscles him off. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Give him 11 on the gain there. Good enough for an Oakland first down.
And that's the way to get things started the first time you touch the football on the road. And you have to believe all week long, all they've talked about is, okay, going into a hostile environment, we're the visiting team. How do we take control of this ball game early? That's one way right there. No fear, guys. And if they had any, it's probably gone after that run.
On second down, here's Carr. And the catch made. This is Emmanuel Sanders. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Now that's the type of play that'll fire up a defense. Hold them to 1 yard on a first down run. It'll be interesting to see if the offense decides to press the run at all, if they'll abandon it now after gaining only 1 on that play.
Flushed out right. To the right side to Aiken. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 15, just shy of the 10.
We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a first down.
And on the ground they go with a running back. And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Carr to throw on 2nd down. That's caught at the 3. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Emmanuel Sanders from 10 yards out. And the Raiders have taken the early lead. And this one through the uprights and good. On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. They'll run it here. This is James White. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. So the 3-time Pro Bowler Javon Curse with a tackle there.
And you get selected for that game because you are a consistently dominant performer. And that's what he is. We always think about him being a pass rusher, but he can play the run as well. A guy that you just have to game plan for every week.
A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Picked off. And now we get a peek at some of the top players here for this Madden Ultimate Team matchup. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis ready to go in the booth. We hope you're ready to go at the controls. Let's play. Set to go now on a beautiful sunny afternoon. And off we go in Madden Ultimate Team. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. They begin the drive on the ground. It's White. Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28. The tackle by Janoris Jenkins.
Well, they held him to a short gain on that one, and it almost felt like on that first run, they were trying to just throw the jab at him. So how do you stop a jab? Get closer and smother it, just as they did on that last play.
And he connects with Vance McDonald. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends are creating so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with the tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
No gain on the play there, second down. So nothing there, but maybe you blame that on the blocking.
Yeah, at some point, you've got to win at the point of attack. And on that play, that was all the defense. They made it happen.
They keep it on the ground. White again. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. Give him 3 yards, and now they're left needing a conversion here on 3rd and 6. And they'll need to get to the 35 if they want to keep this drive going on 3rd down. On play action, now Brady. He's got time. Looking for Sanders, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Alec Ogletree. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. Charles, when plays like that work, it's a thing to behold, but sometimes we see why they're buried deep in the playbook.
And how many times have we been at practice and heard all the other guys chirping about, you know, I used to play quarterback in high school, I can do this, until it becomes a game situation. Not quite the same in many cases. While sometimes it doesn't appear like much, the out route can be very dangerous when you throw it to a guy like Julio Jones. If you try and undercut it, he can turn into a big play. But the reason he's able to get it so often is because of his ability to push people deep, and they have to respect that.
Brady going to throw. And the connection made to Terrell Pryor. And he takes this one down all the way near the 30. Brady now on 1st down. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. And he's certainly not a guy that drops that football very often.
Indeed, because that's a bit of a surprise. I know he's in the middle of some traffic and people, bodies all around him, but he usually has the focus to haul that one in.
Brady will try again on 2nd down. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. He was looking for Terrell Pryor that time. And it's 3rd down.
You got to give some credit. They're able to hop up in the air and bat that one away. And that's frustrating for an offensive lineman because the only recourse is when he goes in the air to try and get some type of a pop or a shove, hoping to bring his arms down.
A hit as he throws there, incomplete. Martellus Bennett, the intended receiver. Now 4th down.
Putting pressure on the guy throwing the football is always good, but when you can couple that with contact on him that leads to an incompletion, as we just saw there, that's winning football.
And Boswell's kick is good. And the Jaguars grab a 3.
Do it because he had to drive it out low because of the length of the kick. Able to do that, got it above the defense and over the post.
Here's the Jaguar kick team now as they run up and send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he will be brought down here at about about the 17-yard line. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. Looked like they had something going last drive. Then the interception happened. Will they recover?
The memory they need to keep with them is that they did have something going. They were moving the ball on offense, had a nice sequence.
He rifles one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. The Jaguars getting set to go. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
Looking back to the air on second down, it's Brady. And over the middle to the tight end, Bennett. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game. I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation. Not too many things get to a quarterback of this magnitude, but I think it's safe to say that pressure can get to any quarterback.
Now, he's obviously a great franchise quarterback, but felt the pressure, threw it incomplete. Throwing now is Brady. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds.
If you're running out route, it's likely you're going to end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there?
Toe tap.
You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging, picking it up, and making sure it was a catch.
Brady going to try and throw on third down. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Logan Ryan.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
They'll start the drive with a give to White. And a short pickup there as he'll take this up to right around the 20. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Back with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. The Colts in possession of the football to begin quarter number 2. They face a 2nd and 7 to start things out. They stay on the ground with White. Shedding the tackler that gives him some room. And he's brought down after a good gain. A good pickup there at 22.
Well, plenty of credit has to go to the guy carrying the ball. He broke the tackle and gained the yardage. But that doesn't necessarily mean that the defender's bad. They're not going to make 100% of the tackles all the time. Even the best in the game will miss one occasionally. The key is not to let it snowball and miss tackle after tackle. On that play, credit to the offense, but that doesn't make the defense bad.
Now a carry for White. Stays on his feet. And he'll be tackled right on the midfield logo. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense.
And Brady going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Marcus Golden. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we got a shot at points already. We're already in a...
That's caught at the 25. Now Jones is hit. He lost the football.
And I have to admit, partner, that I've often thought that I don't like this rule, where the offensive player fumbles the ball, it goes out of bounds, and they get to keep it.
That's just because you're a defensive guy. That's why you don't like it.
Yeah, you're right. It is a slanted view, isn't it?
But this is where, for the offensive team, the sideline is their friend. Usually it's not their friend.
Yeah, exactly right. I actually played for a guy in college. You know what he used to name the sideline? Sammy. Sammy sideline, and use him well.
Now a play fake here on first down. They'll roll him out right. And they will score. It's a Jacksonville touchdown. Tom Brady keeping it himself from 5 yards out. And the Jaguars add 6 to their lead. And maybe that was just a case of completely overlooking the guy holding the football.
It certainly felt like it, didn't it? Because on my checklist, okay, as a defender,
QB's last.
running back, fullback, head jet sweeps nowadays. Before you even get to thinking about the quarterback might actually keep it.
Here's the Jaguar kick team now as they run up and send this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. And the Colts offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. Now Brady, flush to his right. And now a fumble. Brady loses the football. And the Jags grab it. And he brings this one back. A fumble return for a Jacksonville score. Charles and I set for this Madden Ultimate Team matchup as we get a peek some of the stars in today's game. Well, will they be stars? Will you be a star? We'll find out. Let's play. Steven Hauschka now about set to get this one started. And we are underway from Cincinnati. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. They come out with one back and three tight ends. They go play action here on first down. And the catch made. This is Emmanuel Sanders. A good pickup there, a 22. And on this first drive, looks like they want to get that vertical passing game going early.
And they did, and what a warning shot they just fired. If you're not going to back up and play coverage deep, we're going to attack you all game long. And once you adjust to that and you start to back off, then that opens things up underneath. A really nice start for them. Great way to get the game going.
And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. They'll run with White. And he's going to bull his way forward to the 48. They'll get 4 on second down, but it leaves them with third and still 9 to go.
We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. First level defensive line, second level linebackers, third level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a first
rush coming, and he's taken down. Chris Long in there to get him for a loss of 9, and that'll lead to fourth down. Now on fourth down, the 2014 NFL leader as a rookie in yards per punt, Tress Way on to kick it. Back deep is Emmanuel Sanders. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. Officially just 27 yards there on the punt. And the Eagles take possession. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. On first and 10, here's Brady. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball, and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. Oh, nearly picked. And maybe lucky there. This guy doesn't drop many defensively. Third down.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense if that fell harmlessly to the ground. He finds his 18 yards there and a first down.
I don't care how many times you tell the story, it never loses its luster for me. Doug Baldwin, undrafted out of Stanford, and plays like a #1 receiver should in the NFL. I don't care how you cover him. I don't care that his size isn't great. He's the one that typically comes up with the football.
Absolutely. His roots go all the way back to Gulf Breeze, Florida, where he's from, right on the water near Pensacola, and then, of course, to Stanford, and, boy, he's been good.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
Baldwin with it over the middle. It's a pickup of 19, and it'll be first down Eagles. In the red zone this time.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target, and he's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
This will be caught at about the 5. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Now Brady again. That's caught at the 2. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Doug Baldwin from 4 yards out. And the Eagles have taken the early lead. He's got it, and the Eagles lead at 7-zip. Hauschka now to send this one away following the score. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. And last time out, they had to punt the football away. Anything positive possibly to take from that?
There always is when you're punting the football away. It doesn't sound like it because you're giving it up, but you've avoided a mistake.
At least you didn't turn it over.
You didn't turn it over, right? You're giving your defense a chance because you're punting the ball away, and they're set to go on the field as opposed to sudden change after a turnover, and wow, now we've got to go out there and stop people. So, yeah, there's always something positive to be gained from it.
They come out here in the eye. Now Brady throwing on second down. Deep drop, being chased out left. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Olivier Vernon able to get him for a loss of about 3. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result?
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. The corner blitz gets there as he goes down for a loss of 7. Here's Tressway now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Yeah, Sanders now to return. Sanders. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Emmanuel Sanders, 77 yards. And the Eagles are able to strike quickly for 6. And we always talk about kick returns being so exciting on kickoffs. Punt return almost equally exciting.
And typically we talk about the kickoff return being the most exciting 10 seconds in football. Let's just cut it in half for a punt return and make it the most exciting 5 seconds in football. It's a great, glamorous, dashing play.
Fielded about a yard deep. And he will be marked down right there at the 20-yard line. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. And 3 and out on the last drive. No points on the scoreboard. A little soul-searching now?
I would say so. And they need to help out their defense a little bit. They've had to be on the field a lot more.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Bruce Irvin from his outside linebacker spot, forcing the sack for a loss of 8. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. They dial up the corner blitz. Charles and I settled here in the booth. This should be a fun one. Madden Ultimate Team matchup as you get a look at some of the stars here of today's game. Let's get right to it. The Colts kicking team is out there now, and they will send this one away. Tyreek Hill on the return. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Mariota on first down. Escaping the pressure right. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. And he'll get 17 yards there. And that'll be good enough for the first.
You know, I don't think this is the last time we'll see that in this game. This guy has mobility, and they want to use his legs in the game plan. So there'll be designed runs as well as his scrambles.
Throwing is Mariota. Caught right side, Davis. Oh, he slipped right by him. 22 yards on the pickup there. And that'll give him a first down.
Coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they? Some runs are blocked so well.
And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage back at the 17. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. They'll run it again with Henry. Fighting him off.
Just ran right through the trash.
9 good yards there on the run, and now 3rd down.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
On 3rd down, Murray. And he is going to lose yardage here. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
So often you hear defensive coaches talk about we need all 11 on every play in order to be a good run-stopping unit. And sometimes it starts to when you have a free safety who can run like that, you've got to turn him loose.
Now Mariota on 4th down. And it's caught. Touchdown. Vernon Davis. A 9-yard touchdown grab. And his guys have taken a first-quarter lead. Oh, it's a fake. They'll try and throw for it. It's caught inside the 5. And he'll get into the end zone as the 2-point conversion is successful. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is taken at his 4. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The drive starts with a run by White. And this defense feeling the encouragement. They stop him at the line of scrimmage on the first play of the afternoon. Nothing on that one. It'll be second down. Well, they know how to protect the pass, but sometimes cornerbacks, they can also stop the run, can't they?
Is that what we call a complete corner? Yeah, because we're so used to these guys just being defenders in the pass game. How about the guys who can come up and make the tackles? That's what we just saw there for no gain, too.
They go play action for White. Now it's Brady. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. Emmanuel Sanders, the intended receiver. And that'll make it third down.
The good signal callers would never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
10 yards to go on third. On play action, it's Brady. And he connects with Vance McDonald. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
So here we go, 1st and 10 now. Back with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. The Colts in possession of the football to begin quarter number 2. And they've got it here with a first down. Now a play fake here on first down. He'll rifle this one deep right. And that's caught inside the 35. A gain of 32 that time. So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve.
I've got to make sure that I don't take Tom Brady's greatness for granted, that we make it routine. How about that throw right there? Yeah. Another great completion.
And you know one area where he honed his throwing, he was a catcher in high school. He was actually drafted by the Expos in 1995 in the 18th round.
Wow, that would have been something to see him behind the dish.
Think he gunned down a few guys?
Gunned down a few guys trying to steal second. That would have been fun to watch.
Now Brady. Left side here to Sanders. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
So how do you beat man coverage? First of all, you want to be a superior receiver, but you know something, that guy who's covering you, he's usually pretty good too. So the corner route is usually a great spot to get it done.
They go play action here on first down. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete. So incomplete on first. Let's see what second down has in store. On play action, now Brady. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
After all the preparation, all the practice, a play like that will absolutely break your heart. They had everything they wanted, just unable to complete it. In the end zone, a big-time drop.
Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on third down. Throwing is Brady on third down, eluding the pressure right. And he'll just throw this one over in the way of the security crew. Incomplete here. It looked like he might have had a window there, but the rhythm was just a little bit off.
It certainly was, because everything that has to come together to get a pass completed. Yeah, you're right. The sync just wasn't there.
And Myers able to knock it through. And they get on the board, trailing now 8-3. Well, their offense has struggled for sure, but they get the field goal here and at least get on the board before half.
And that's not something we should underestimate, because just getting points on the board can sometimes have a settling effect on a team, helps them start their comeback.
And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. Now this offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. And that last drive was very, very balanced, pretty methodical. You think they go that route again?
I'm always of the school that until they stop me from doing something, I'm going to continue. And I think that that's exactly what they'll look to do. But the beauty is the balance that they've created sets up opportunities for big plays. Looks like a run, turn it into a play action, and throw one deep.
And Davis has it over the middle. A good pick up there of 20 yards. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. We're back to Arlington right after this timeout. A first down throw for Mariota. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 20-yard line.
Good route, good pickup for first down yardage, and that is a tough one to cover. The angle route, because a running back getting out of the backfield, if you're trying to cover that, especially if you're in the linebacker spot and you're seeing this play develop, he heads out towards the flat first, and that often gets you to overcommit running in that direction. Then he cuts back up inside you into the middle of the field. That's what we just saw there for a nice pickup.
Mariota now on second down. They set up the screen for Henry. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. Give him 9 yards on the second down screen play.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
They'll try to run for the first with Henry. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1. And we were down on the field watching Henry warm up before the game. He's a big man. No wonder he breaks those tackles.
And you remember what I told you when we were watching? It's not all pads. Yeah. When you get him out of pad.
And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. Latavius Murray punching it in from a yard away. And his guys find a way to stretch that lead. Oh, it's a fake. They'll try and throw for it.
Okay, they went for the fake off of the extra point attempt. It's a long way to go, and they didn't get there. Didn't get it completed successfully. Did someone dare them to do that? Did someone double dog dare them to do that?
What maybe they saw something on film, but do you see something on film with those to try something from the 15 on a PAT? I don't know.
The only thing they needed to see on film there was a snap, a hold, and someone kicking the ball through the post.
Easy.
Here's White. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Here's Brady. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up third.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field, it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. And a timeout here. Timeout taken, whistles blown. We are set, ready to rock for this Madden Ultimate Team matchup, and these guys on your screen ready to rock as well. Some of the stars of today's game, and speaking of the game, let's get right to it. Justin Tucker set to boom this one away, and we are underway from AT&T Stadium. This fielded at the 2. Brady now on first down. And McDonald here over the middle. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down for a nice little gain. A good, safe pass there right off the bat.
That's almost a rhythm play. That's what we like to call it. Get them into rhythm early, something safe, something they're confident about, something they feel good. And once that's completed, then you just keep moving from there because the confidence elevates.
17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue. It's a first down.
And when an offense is doing a nice job selling the play-action pass, a lot of responsibility shifts to the linebackers. They're the ones that have to determine run or pass and get to the proper places on the field.
Now a play fake here on first down. Rolling to his right. And oh, look at that, a diving catch. Give him 13 on the pickup there. And it'll give the Colts a first down.
Every coach we ever talk to says to his team before the game, quick start, guys. Let's get out of the gate fast. How about that? They took his lesson to heart, didn't they?
They did exactly that. A nice diving catch here on the game's opening drive. Now White looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Brad, wasn't that long ago that the guy playing that spot was an outside linebacker type of a guy. Now, as a defensive end, how about the speed that he used to get into the backfield and make the play?
Left side here to Sanders. And he's going to get this inside the 30. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs. First down and 10 now for the offensive group. And the pocket's been protected pretty good here so far in the opening drive.
We always talk about confidence in runners and catchers and quarterbacks. How about the protection detail?
And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. James White, 27 yards. And the Colts take it right down and score on the opening drive. So they start this game just like they won. Opening drive touchdown, a nice run there to finish it off.
Yeah, that's what we call an explosive run because of the distance. And being able to do that, that puts a little uncertainty in the minds of your opponent.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. They come out here in the eye. Now a carry. It's C.J. Anderson. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. A gain of 3, second down.
In today's NFL, you hear all the time about stretching the field and creating space in order to run plays. A toss play will help accomplish that because now you're pushing a defense to chase you all the way to the edges and to the sideline. That's a nice run, probing now early to try and get things done later.
And he'll be brought down right around the 37. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is now with his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play.
And that's caught inside the 30. And he'll be taken down deep into Indianapolis territory. So the defense blitzed. A nice job picking that up, completing the pass.
And how in sync was the quarterback in his center on that play? They saw the blitz, made the appropriate calls, got the line engaged because now they know there are going to be extra guys coming at the quarterback, so they got their assignments down pat and kept them away from him, and he's able to step up in the pocket and fire one now for a really good strike.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here. Bortles to throw on second down. He'll buy some time right. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. Down here in the red zone, you know your tight end's going to be a favorite target. Couldn't hang on.
And sometimes they just have to get out of their own head because they understand how tight windows are there and how many bodies are there. And sometimes they just overthink it and don't catch the ball.
And on third down, the Colts have added an extra defensive back.
Flooding the passing lanes.
Hopkins on the grab over the middle. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So it's a 7-play drive, but it stalls out in the end.
Let's credit the defensive front 7. They were a little leaky at the start of the drive, but they stiffened toward the end.
This fielded at the 2. And his guys are going to start their drive right at the 20-yard line. Back here with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. We've had the kickoff to begin the first quarter. Now it's time for the second quarter kickoff as they take over here 1st and 10. Now the Colts offense gets ready to head back on the field. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. Looking back to the air on second down. It's Brady. Sanders has it over the middle. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
Didn't they tell us in our meetings that they needed to account for him on each and every play?
You think? A guy of his caliber? So how does a guy like him get that wide open?
That usually means there's a tire breakdown on what the coverage was. That everyone thought they were doing something and they were supposed to be doing something else. But bottom line is, no matter what, you have to know where he is and cover him on every play.
Call it a 3-yard gain, and that's going to make it 4th down.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up. Keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. And it's a fake here on 4th and inches. And he will not make it. They stop him short of the first down. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play. And out now come the Cowboys. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But you also have to remember, they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done. Normally, he's pretty reliable. Usually catches what's thrown to him. On that play, he simply dropped it.
Unable to connect on the first down pass play. Now it's 2nd down.
Here we go. Green, 90.
Bortles again here on 2nd and 10. This one's grabbed by A.J. Green. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height, sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there. If he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback who has to slide and find open space to throw. We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice gain.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with the football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
Offense looking to avoid a 3rd and long. It's 2nd and 10. Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Bortles. And this time he's got the hookup. It's complete. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a 1st and goal. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. We're back to Arlington right after this timeout. A fresh set of downs, and they're at the 1. First and goal. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
Did your high school have that same push them back cheer?
I was a kicker.
Well, it certainly worked. Didn't matter if we were kickers or not. That one worked, didn't it? They pushed him back at his last snap of the ball, and boy, they created a nice play for themselves. Would they lose 3 on that one?
Yeah, from the 1 back to the 4. To throw, and that is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys. Emmanuel Sanders from 3 yards out, and the Cowboys have taken the lead. Well, that's about as quick of a passing touchdown as you'll ever see right there.
Everyone has a section in their playbook called the quick game. That was a super quick game. Out of the hands of the thrower, bam, right to the receiver, successfully for a touchdown.
How in-depth is that quick game part of the playbook?
It's pretty in-depth because people want the ball in the hands of the quarterback into the playmaker's hands downfield as fast as possible. There are a lot of plays, a lot of options involved with that.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for it. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And on 3rd down, the Cowboys bring in an extra defensive back. Brady going to try and throw on 3rd down. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked by Bob Sanders. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. And another timeout taken by the Colts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. So after the INT, it's Bortles. James has got it. Complete. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Seeing that play and understanding just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice game right there on first down for them. Brings up a nice second down for them.
And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. Bortles. And that's complete to Sanders. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 20 yards on the pickup there. And it'll be a Dallas first down.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision. And receivers love them as well.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. So the offense has it 1st and 10.
Here we go now. Green, 90.
Into the red zone. It's Bortles. And on the catch right side, this is Sanders. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. For it with Anderson. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7. So they get the 3, increase their lead to close out the half.
Excellent way to end a drive. Go into the locker room with a little bit of extra momentum after adding 3 to their total.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And the Colts coming out now. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Out come the Cowboys now as they'll go on offense first here in this 3rd quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the 3rd quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies, try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
Let's see if they do just that.
Number 58, William.
Now Bortles throwing on 2nd down. He was looking for his favorite target, A.J. Green, that time. And it's 3rd down.
Well, sometimes you just have to take things into your own hands, don't you? I mean, the offense is really struggling in this game. They're the ones keeping things going. They have to continue to play at that level.
So a 2nd down incompletion now brings up 3rd down.
Here we go now. Green, 39. Green.
Now Bortles. And he'll be brought down by the Colts. Daniil Hunter. He's the one that gets him down. It'll be a loss of 5, and it'll bring up 4th down. That's taken on the 25. Oh, the spin. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the 2nd half. They were able to get the stop defensively. Now a chance to turn that into points on the offensive end.
Can you imagine what the grease board looks like at the half? Because
tell me.
That's exactly what they printed up. Stop them on defense, get the ball back for our offense, and go downfield and score some points. Now, the last part remains to be seen, but they got the first part done very well.
Do people use grease boards, or you mean the magic marker board?
Yeah, those two.
Looking for Sanders here on the deep ball. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
Well, they went for the big play there, but that drop could really hurt their momentum.
So the offense needing 4 yards. It's 3rd down. Johnson on the counter. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, lose up 4th. Here's Tressway now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
And he's brought down after a good game. Give him 30 yards there. And certainly a valuable tool to have in your kit, Emmanuel Sanders, and he's shown us quite a bit in this one.
And that's why they wanted to use him immediately. You know they come out of the locker room saying, let's get the ball to him, get our offense jump-started. And in this case, it's worked throughout the game. Thus, they have the lead.
To the sideline, and oh, a nice catch there. Made sure the feet were inbounds, and they were.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and of course, foot dragging.
Little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
Bortles to throw on second down. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. C.J. Anderson, the intended target. And it'll bring up third down.
When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit, and it forced an incompletion.
Throwing his Bortles on third down. He's got his man here. It's Green. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target. So much of the game today, we're looking for hybrid players, guys who can do a combination of jobs. And anyone who plays a strong safety position, now more than ever, is a hybrid-type player. Half defensive back that covers passes and half linebacker that makes tackles. We just saw the linebacker make that play.
Throwing is Bortles. James has got it. Complete. 2 yards on the pickup there, but it's enough to give him a new set of downs.
They got completion there, but that's clearly an example of one side happy, the other side not very happy. Defense, very, hey, take 1 or 2 yards. We're good with that. Offense, you've got to expect to get more on the passing play.
Back now in Arlington. It's the Cowboys with a football. They'll be looking to tack on to their lead as we get set for the fourth. And now inside the red zone, the offense will operate.
There we go. Green, 39. Green.
Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. Flushed out right. And he's got this inside the 10 to the 9 before he's out of bounds. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here. On second down, here's Bortles. And a hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Slants are so tough to cover because everything happens so fast. But sometimes it happens too fast for the guy catching the ball because all of his movements have to be quick off the line of scrimmage, and then all of a sudden the ball's right on top of you. And maybe he got a little bit ahead of himself there.
And a lot of times coming in with good pace, and he dropped it. They give him 2 yards there as they're set up now with a first and goal.
I don't know about you, but I like this call. 3rd and inches, and instead of worrying about getting it back to a running back and maybe there's some penetration from the defensive front, just go ahead and take it, move forward, and pick up the first down.
And as we say often, shows confidence in your offensive line.
Here we go now. Blue 45. Blue.
Now this time Bortles will throw. This will be caught at about the 6. That throw good for 4. It's second down. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Here we go. Blue 45.
Shotgun now for Bortles. That's caught at the 1. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. A.J. Green from 3 yards out. And the Cowboys will extend their lead. Bortles is going to throw for it. And this one's caught. And their fourth quarter lead grows by a couple more. So they go with a pass there on the two-point try and able to convert it, Charles.
And a good job by the offense figuring out their two-point play and using it well. It's interesting how people are using the strategy nowadays, though, isn't it?
It really is, and I don't know how much that particular play factored in, but with the PAT moving back in 15-16, that kind of changed things, didn't it?
It's really a part of everyone's strategy now. When I talk with coaches and when we sit with them, they always talk about they actually have two-point periods in practice now, something they never really did before.
Brady now on first down. And he will go down. A Cowboys sack. Brandon Graham in there to sack him for a loss of 6. Boy, he came in off the edge so quickly there.
Look out, because that's exactly what was being shouted by the offensive lineman to his quarterback because he had no chance to block him.
And he'll be hit from behind and taken down. Brandon Graham in there to pick up his second sack now of the afternoon. And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. Here's Brady to throw. He'll let this thing go for Sanders. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays. And you don't get many opportunities to dial them up. And they just did. And they drop it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt.
Now Brady got to have this one. He's going to try and go deep again. And that is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And now possession will go over inside the 15-yard line. The offense for the Cowboys now working their way back onto the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were competent enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Bortles going to throw here. And this is caught for a Cowboy touchdown. Emmanuel Sanders, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Cowboys will add on to their lead. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
And now Indianapolis set to take the field. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
Brady again here into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Orlando Scandrick. And nearly a touchdown as they finally stop him down at about the 3-yard line. Brandon Gaud and Charles Davis ready for this Madden Ultimate Team matchup as you get a peek at some of the big players in today's game, and you're a big player in today's game as well. Let's get the party started. The Cardinals set now to kick this one away, and off we go. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. And no press coverage here. They are backing off in the secondary. And McDonald here over the middle. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
Brady to throw on second down. He's going to rifle one deep left side. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Deion Sanders, the Hall of Famer, with a pick. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
I don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. And a dump off to White. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him to football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit. But get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make someone miss in the open field.
Back to throw now on second and 10. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down. Incomplete pass on second down. Let's see what the offense draws up here on third. Back to throw again. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on fourth. They'll drop the throw. Looking for the tight end, Olsen, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Zach Brown. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
No, he almost had it. Already with one interception, just missing his second there. Well, he just threw an interception last drive, nearly another pick.
And things aren't very even right now, are they? It's a little bit sloppy out there, isn't it? It's kind of the difference between driving on those paved roads and those country roads that have those potholes in them, isn't it? That's the way this game's going right now. A lot of bouncy bounce to it.
You spent some time on some Tennessee country roads.
I certainly have. Plenty of family back there. God love them.
A very solid gain of 27. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on third down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
And they're going to go soft on the corners. Now Brady. Flush to his right. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete. Throwing is Brady on third down. Catch left side here by Aiken. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a fourth down.
A short gain that doesn't get them the first down brings up a fourth down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. And Myers able to knock it through. And the Colts hit the scoreboard first. It's 3-0. So a good kick there, and they finish off the drive with 3.
And that should be the goal for an offense. Finish each drive with points. So that's a nice job there to come away with at least something.
Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And this one caught by Dez Bryant. And they're going to get this one all the way out across the 45. So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. James White, the man he was looking for out of the backfield. And that'll bring up 2nd down. So the incomplete pass brings up 2nd down.
Well, the great coach has said football is really a simple game. Rush theirs, protect yours. And he's talking about those guys throwing the football.
Pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44. And I know it seems like we say this a lot in broadcast booths, but a quarterback can hold on to the football too long in these situations. I think he did right there.
Oh, I agree with you totally. Sometimes you have to understand situations. Get rid of the football, save some yardage, to make it less to gain for the next down. Instead, he was so hipped on ball security, he held on to it and took a big sack. So many offenses want to include their running backs into their passing offense and be able to swing the ball out or check it down to them. But sometimes those guys are just not as comfortable catching the ball as they are running it.
And now they're going to go for it. This isn't 4th and inches. This is 4th and 14. They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. And it is incomplete. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And the Colts are going to get the football in outstanding field position. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. And they'll go with a ground attack here. And he stopped immediately there. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
A 1-yard gain can look like a disaster, but all depends on how the game is going. Is it a series of 1-yard gains running the ball? If that's the case, you might have to start thinking about throwing it a little bit more. But if it's just the occasional 1-yard run, hey, congratulations to the defense. They won that one. Come back and get them the next time.
And they'll need to get to the 35 if they want to keep this drive going on 3rd down. Now Brady on the bootleg. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. 4 yards on the pickup, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. So on is Jason Myers. He's hit from as long as 58 in his career. They'll spot it at the 47, so call it a 57-yard attempt. And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. So a good kick there, and they wrap up the drive by putting 3 on the board.
And you know, let's face it, you're not always going to come away with 6. Defense in the NFL are just too good. But you've got to come away with something. And there, they get 3.
The Cardinals offense now works their way back onto the field. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. But good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3. But this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in Mike.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And his throw is incomplete. Greg Olsen was the intended target, and it's 3rd and short. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. They'll set up to throw. And he finds a man. It's Olsen. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. Ready to go now in the second quarter. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis. It's the Cardinals in possession of the football, and they're on the move here. They've got it 1st and 10. They'll look to throw again. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
Even in today's NFL, when we think of the tight end position now as really a glorified wide receiver, we're still asking a lot of those guys. They have to block as well, and every now and then, they don't come down with the football.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And Olsen over the middle. A good pickup there at 22.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end, a guy that you can line up anywhere, in the slot, out wide, in tight, doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch. Goes underneath here to White. Give him 9 on the play, and it'll be 2nd and about a yard. And here comes play number 6 on this drive. Again, he'll drop to throw. And he'll take this one in for the Arizona touchdown. Greg Olsen from 6 yards away. And the Cardinals are an extra point away from grabbing the lead. And his kick is good. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And the kick goes outside the white lines. That's why the flag comes out.
Yes, and that was an error by the kicker, and it will give the offense great starting field position.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down. 2nd down following the run.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
And some room to maneuver. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I bet the offensive linemen said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs, and we'll still get the first down. They love being physical.
And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. So the D-line's going to spread out. Brady will try again on 2nd down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jack Youngblood in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10. On 3rd and long, it's Brady. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. Now the former Oklahoma Sooner Tress Way on to punt the football. Well, they've had a pretty frustrating first half here offensively, and then just continued there with that incompletion.
And definitely frustrating for them, but heartening for the other guys. Those stop troops, they're enjoying things right now because they've made it very difficult for them throughout the half.
Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And they'll be looking to build off of a nice drive last time, a drive that really relied on the quarterback.
Making good decisions, distributing the ball well, distributing it accurately, keeping it away from danger. A really nicely run drive.
But now the defense, what adjustments do they need to make in the passing game?
Pass rush, pass rush, pass rush. Whether it's the guys up front, or maybe you bring additional guys, but you've got to disrupt the timing of them throwing the football.
We'll see if they can disrupt it here. And he comes back with one complete. 15 yards through the air on a 1st down.
That's a good-looking play to me.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. That's their 2nd, so they'll have 1 remaining here in this 2nd quarter. We'll be right back. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. And that is incomplete. 2nd down following the incompletion. They'll stick with the passing. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And they are going to score on the fumble return. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Huge play by the defense, not only to force the fumble, obviously, but to return it for a touchdown.
And I know it's no fun for anyone who plays offense, but isn't it fun to see how a defense rallies when there's a fumble return and everyone tries to find someone to block and bring it all the way home?
I always like their celebrations because they don't get there that often.
No, they're not choreographed very well usually.
And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. This is taken at the 3. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And a dump off to White. And he's taken down, but not before getting this across midfield and just shy of the 40. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. And with that, they're now out of timeouts. There's still plenty of time remaining here in this second quarter. Forced out to his left. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. Back to Tennessee after this. They'll look to throw here on first down. Escaping the pressure right. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack.
Well, Brandon, sometimes I think when we watch games, we're actually watching a living museum because we're seeing the evolution of positions almost with each passing game. How about defensive ends nowadays and the way that they can run almost all the way across the field?
It is unbelievable, isn't it? I mean, they're so strong, but they're so lean, they can move so quick with those bodies.
It's almost unfair. You're supposed to be able to know where a defensive end is supposed to be on every play. These guys flash so quickly, you're not sure where they're going to end up.
And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively. Back to throw. He completes it to Bryant. And they do get him down, but not before he reaches the 4-yard line. And now a first down following that long gain. Now a shotgun snap. And that is caught. Touchdown, Cardinals. Greg Olsen with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Cardinals are an extra point away from grabbing the lead. And his kick is right through. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This fielded at the 2. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. And they'll be looking to avoid what happened last time, which is punting the football.
But when you look at how teams play the game, that complementary football comes into play. How do I take care of my defense? How do I take care of my offense? Well, the defense is taking care of them in a lot of ways. Now it's time for the offense to jump things up and help their defense out. Give them a little bit of rest.
Yeah, time for them to give them a rest. Took the words right out of my mouth. Surveying the field. Dancing to his left. And he'll be hit as he releases it. And that'll fall incomplete. Third down and 8 now.
It's nothing like pressure to affect the accuracy and the timing of a guy trying to throw the football. And on that play, they ended up flushing him to his left. Contacted him as he's trying to throw the football, and that led to the incompletion.
Here's Tressway now. On for a repeat of his first. He'll send this up into the Nashville skyline, and it's a good one. Now Sanders. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Cards will take over 1st and 10. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that can change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 7 yards on the play, and that'll make it third down.
Well, he did a nice job keeping his eyes downfield, waiting for someone to get open. But once the pressure forced his eyes down to see the rush, it was time to make a break for it.
They'll look to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Third down is the down. Both sides know they absolutely have to win. And the name of the game for the defense is pressure on the quarterback. But pressure on the quarterback with contact, that's how you end up winning it.
Well, the offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. And he finds a man. It's Olsen. That'll be a gain of 16. And on 4th down, they're able to convert and move the sticks. I don't know if I agree with that. I guess they don't care if I agree with that. But, boy, you have to be surprised by that, right?
I definitely was surprised that they decided to go for it in this situation. But they must have either felt like they either had a great play call on or they're trying to show extreme confidence.
We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. This is taken at the 3. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. So here's the Cardinals offense now as they get set to start this 3rd quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. And Ndamukong Suh getting in there from his defensive tackle spot to snow him under for a loss of 4. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Dez Bryant, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down. Well, the numbers have been good in the passing game and certainly a big reason why they have the lead. But now here, 3rd quarter, maybe go to the run game a little more?
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, after that incompletion, a little credit to the defense for shutting down on that play. Maybe you try and run the football a little bit more in this spot. But they have to feel good about how they've been throwing it overall. But no second guessing the call here. It was 3rd and long, so throwing the football was probably the smart play to try and pick it up. But they don't get it, and now the defense goes off the field feeling pretty good about themselves, gaining some momentum as they force them into a likely punting situation.
And this is incomplete. A surprising move to go for, and predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And the Colts are going to get the football in outstanding field position. And he'll give it here to his running back. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Partner, I think the easy thing now would be to just abandon the run and start throwing the football at all costs. But I've been in so many games where it doesn't work running the ball, and then something pops, and now you get something going. I'm not so sure to just abandon your game plan this early in the 2nd half.
And on the catch right side, this is Sanders. He got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs. And this hasn't been the typical game, no doubt, for Emmanuel Sanders. They've really limited him.
He's one of those players that provides a real spark when he gets going. And when he does it, it's felt by the rest of the team, and they're feeling it in this one because right now they're trailing.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he's going to get about 4 down inside the 10 to the 9.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good 1st down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on 1st down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
This is White on the screen. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. James White from 8 yards out. And the Colts are going to jump back in front. There are several elements to a well-executed screen pass. This one resulted in a touchdown. It had all of those elements. And he's going to be taken down. It's a sack, and they fail on the try for 2. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is taken at the 3. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on fourth, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against them. The Colts are going to get him. Down he goes. Bud Dupree able to get in there and take him down for a loss of 3.
Yeah, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
And, Charles, a couple extra defensive backs in here on 3rd and 1.
Not expecting them to run it at all.
And this is going to be incomplete.
On 3rd and 1, I think everyone in the stadium thought they'd try and run the football there, but they tried to surprise the defense and hit something through the air. Instead, it results in an incompletion.
And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. They're going to look to throw. And Olsen over the middle. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. And the offense lining up 1st and 10. And that's what you've got your tough little slot receiver for, isn't it? Right there, those 4th down conversions in the middle of the field.
He knows that's where he has to make his living, and that's where he has to make plays to help his team. And no one is asking him to do anything more or less than do exactly what we saw there. Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Bryant with a catch right side. And they do get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3.
Coaches really don't care from what position they get this, but run after the catch ability, rack ability, is often the difference between winning and losing and changing field position.
He's got his man. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Greg Olsen from 3 yards out. And the Cardinals have once again taken the lead. Now whistles and a timeout signaled here by the offense. And that's their first of this second half. Coons now here to tack on the extra point. And the lead is now 2. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. So bad mistake there by the kicker as the ball goes out of bounds. Brady now on 1st down. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. 2nd down.
Timing's crucial in any route thrown, but when you throw an out, so many things are going through the mind of the receiver. Catching the ball, timing it up with the quarterback. Are my feet going to get down inbounds? On that play, all those things going through his head might have caused him to drop it.
A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
There's a completion to the tight end, and I think that we're looking at something out of central casting, frankly.
Absolutely. I mean, size, the hands.
Speed. I mean, can flat out run. You put that whole package together, you light up the eyes of an offensive coordinator, don't you?
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, he's got his target. It's caught for a Colts touchdown. Emmanuel Sanders, 45 yards. And the Colts are once again going to retake the lead. And the lead is up to 5. Back now in Nashville, it's the Colts. They've got control of the football. They also have the lead as we start the 4th. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And the Cardinals getting set to trot out there now. Last time they were out, they scored. Still trailing here, though, so some work to do.
But it's okay in terms of mindset. Because they scored the last time, they're not quite as worried about being down on the scoreboard because now their confidence is a little bit higher. They feel like they've got something going, and they feel like they can attack again and put more points on the board.
Are you scoreboard watching if you're the offense, or are you just focused on this drive?
We wouldn't be telling the truth if we said that they didn't scoreboard watch. Everyone does it to some extent. But you've got to set it aside right now and just focus on this series. That'll take care of the scoreboard if they punch it into the end zone.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Goes underneath here to White. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll make it second down.
Now, that's the type of play that gives you a chance to win. Nothing forced downfield where you don't have a guy open. Swing it out to the back and maybe even check it down.
Try to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball, and I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. And he's got some space here. And he's going to be taken down, but not before reaching the 15-yard line. It's a pickup of 21, and it's good enough for an Indianapolis first down. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11. Deion Sanders, the one to bring him down. The fourth quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. 7 yards on the pickup there, and now they've got it first and goal. And the offense here just looking to stay in bounds, complete the short passes, and put this game on ice. From the 4-yard line, it's first and goal now. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Give him 2 yards on that one. Second and goal now.
Just keep the ball on the ground. Do a little pounding. Chew up some clock. If they can get it in, that might be enough to get them home. And if not, the clock is definitely their friend.
Offense working with a second and goal now from the 3. They'll run for it. This is White. And he takes it in for a Colts score. James White, his second touchdown of the night. And the Colts add on to their lead.
Well, 2 touchdowns scored. I know his team's happy. His coaches are happy. How about the fantasy owners of this game?
Always happy with 2, but they'd like 3 or 4. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And a dump off to White. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. Time for a break. We're back to finish this one off after this. Back to throw now on first down. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. And second and 10, he'll look to throw again. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Just jump up at the line of scrimmage and try and bat the ball away, and that's exactly what happened there.
He'll look to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And they get 10 yards there and convert on.
Routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. Bryant with a catch right side. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
I do have...
Touchdown, Cardinals. Des Bryant, 36 yards. And the Cardinals have cut it to within a score.
And they put it in the end zone, which was job 1. Now they have to convert. And the defense, where you are in terms of the scoreboard and the time left on the clock, as you noted, so many things to go through.
Protection was great. He had time to set up a campsite. But in the secondary, though, they were ready.
And I think that in most places on the field, if you have that much time to throw the ball, someone's going to shake free and you'll find an open receiver. But condensed near the goal line on a two-point conversion, all that exit, there's not any extra field. So it kind of closes in on them, and that allows you to cover a little bit better.
And they'll run it here. And he'll get this up to about the 40. And now the Cardinals are going to use another timeout. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. On the toss, here's White. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. The linebacker, Derek Johnson, in on the stop.
Well, he didn't make headway on that one, but he's had plenty of carries all night long. I just wonder if maybe he's a little bit tired from toting the rock that much.
To throw is Brady. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
It's always tough trying to keep your guy upright when he's trying to throw the football. When you're dealing with those big, bad guys on the defensive front, it's even tougher. And this time, those guys on the opposite side won the battle, getting to the quarterback and knocking him into an incompletion.
And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. One possession game, time very much a factor. How does the offense handle this situation?
Well, in a lot of cases, they should be somewhat relaxed. And I know that's counterintuitive because this is a pressure situation. But this is Friday practice every week of the season. You go over this situation, having to go downfield, limited timeouts, got to get out of bounds and keep the drive going and set yourself up. Defensively, you can't just lay back and let them do whatever they want. So it is a cat and mouse deal here. How much pressure will the defense bring, and how much pressure can the offense handle?
We're going to find out. So here we go now. An extra defensive back in there on 3rd and 10. They'll look to throw. He's got a man. It's Williams. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff.
Yeah, when we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, they like his work ethic. This guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time. Really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
Back to throw. Flushed out right. And he is out of bounds on the other side of midfield. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains.
That was an excellent job of recognizing the situation. His first read wasn't there. Heck, his second read wasn't there. But he bought himself a little extra time scrambling out of the pocket, got to the sticks, and picked up the first down.
He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete. And on 2nd and 10 now. He's back to throw. Oh, no, he lost the football. And the Colts pick it up. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. The Colts now, their offense works their way back onto the field. Only one timeout defensively, so this should just be a simple kneel down.
I agree totally. I looked at my time management chart. It says take a knee, victory formation. They just have one timeout left.
Now hang on here. Timeout called by the defense. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. And they take a knee. Well, I know at points in this when you wanted to close your eyes because of all the points that were being put on the scoreboard. You're a defensive guy, but it was a fun little track meet, wasn't it?
It was, and the people who really enjoyed this game? They're the ones that like going to batting practice at the Major League Baseball parks, right? Seeing the 14-11 game, that sort of deal, that's right up their alley with what we saw in this one.
That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been Madden Ultimate Team on EA Sports. Join the discussion on Twitter at EA Sports_MUT. From Nashville, good night, everybody.